everyone, and welcome back to Eastern Weekly, your place to get the swoop on the scoop. I'm Sarah Poderacki.
And I'm Natalia Escalante. We hope that you had a nice break from classes, from the cold, and we hope that you were able to stay warm.
Shadler Barnes Jr. will also be taking over for Dave in sports today, as Dave is out on medical leave.
Well, I think we're all set to start, so take it away, Sarah.
EMU has deployed a survey on campus sexual misconduct culture to a randomly selected pool of students. The survey includes questions about student experiences with sexual misconduct, as well as inquiries into students' perceived degrees of safety and respect, knowledge of campus resources and policies, and views on issues pertaining to sexual misconduct. In the words of Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs, Rhonda Longworth, the objective of the survey is, quote, to inform the campus and support the development and implementation of prevention programs and policies at EMU that are specific responses to the unique needs of our students, end quote. This voluntary survey can be completed in approximately 25 to 35 minutes, and all responses are kept confidential. EMU hopes to utilize this survey in order to collect valuable information about the various cultural factors coming into play when preventing sexual misconduct on and around campus.
On Monday, January 21st, Eastern Michigan University alumnus Lieutenant Colonel Charles Kettles passed away at the age of 89. The Ypsilanti native was a helicopter pilot who flew into a valley to save soldiers that were under heavy fire. While doing so, he saved 40 soldiers' lives, and 4 of those soldiers were from his own crew. In 2016, President Barack Obama awarded Kettles with the Medal of Honor for his courage and valor. During the ceremony, President Obama said Kettles was a quintessential American acting selflessly to save the lives of fellow soldiers. He later received a master's degree from EMU's College of Technology. While at EMU, Kettles taught students and developed the university's aviation program. Kettles' extensive history here at EMU earned him the name of the Military and Veterans Service Center. Kettles also served tours in Korea, Japan, and Thailand. After serving those tours, him and his brother established a Ford dealership in DeWitt before he went back to serve in the Vietnam War.
Are you a graduating student anxious about the future? Me too. The EMU Office of Wellness and Community Responsibility is here to help you transition to life after undergrad with their Eagles Leaving the Nest support group. Due to the weather-related school closings, the deadline to RSVP has been moved to February 8th, with the first meeting on February 15th. The meetings will run every Friday until March 22nd in Student Center Room 250 from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and will include free food. These meetings are geared towards the specific needs of the participants and will evolve over time. EMU offers functional tasks such as resume building, but this group is focusing more on the emotional aspects of the transition. The OWCR wants students to be empowered to build an understanding of their upcoming life transition and reflect on experiences, supports, and skills which will contribute to their success post-undergrad. Any graduating undergrad at EMU is welcome, including those continuing their education after graduation. Students who cannot attend every meeting are interested in joining after the deadline, and those who have general questions are encouraged to reach out to the Office of Wellness and Community Responsibility with questions at emu_OWCR@emich.edu.
Eastern Michigan University had a wonderful celebration in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and legacy. The university hosted a 6-day event on campus. During the President's Luncheon, 2 students were honored with awards. Kimberly Dixon Farrell and Nyla Bush received awards honoring diversity, community service, and the values of Dr. King. Dixon Farrell received the annual Evan Strand Diversity Award. The award was shaped after the Nobel Peace Prize. Dixon Farrell earned her Bachelor's of Science at EMU and her Master's degree. She is currently studying Educational Studies in the PhD program, with a focus on urban studies. She has earned many other awards as well. The other award recipient, Bush, received the Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Award. This award recognizes an EMU student who is committed to promoting respect and consistent ideals with Dr. King. Bush is studying African American Studies and Psychology with a minor in social work. This MLK celebration is the 33rd celebration held at the university.
We'll have more news after the break, following with Alexis at the Dish. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another Inside the Actors Studio video with EMU Theater. Today I have... If somebody came up to you and asked you to explain sweat in 2 sentences or less, what would you say?
It is about union workers in Reading, Pennsylvania. Looking at that specific place, it's very universal.
I would say it's a play about what it means to be human within the modern American working class.
What has been the most fun or rewarding part of this entire rehearsal process?
Not being afraid to experiment, whether I'm wrong or right, like that's okay.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that we're allowed to like play and take risks. Not only are we supported by Peruse, our director, but also our ensemble.
So you guys are incredible actors, but theater takes more than just acting. So what technical element are you the most excited to get to work with?
I'm excited about the sound in the script. It's written like all these news alerts, and our person who's doing audio, it's really cool because she's thinking about like having a voice, you know, saying these things as like, oh, somebody's listening to the radio or tuning in to like the news. So I think that's really cool.
I'm really excited for the sets, really feeling like I'm in a bar.
What is something that you want people to get out of seeing this show?
For me, I think it's just, it emphasizes not to be ignorant to the struggles and problems with race and gender and working class.
Exactly. Some people are so far removed because they kind of feel like, oh, it's not happening in my city or in my state, so why should I care about it? I'm from Detroit and union work and, you know, Chrysler, GM, and, you know, the big three, and it's like, this is real.
What have you learned, or what are you going to take away from working on this production?
Not blaming each other, not finding reasons to hate. It's just finding a common humanity to connect.
You can come see Sweat opening February 8th right here at EMU Theater.
Goodbye. Follow them on TV.
Welcome back, everyone. We have a few more stories, and then we'll head over to the dish with Alexis. All right.
The EMU Student Government hosted a forum on February 14th to discuss upcoming Rec IM renovations. In attendance was Wes Howell, Director of Recreation, and Michelle Owens, Assistant Director of Recreation, who both gave a presentation on the benefits and changes. Part of the focus is to make sure that the Rec IM is inviting and welcoming in order to encourage student congregation and recreation. Lack of space has been a recurring issue, with the renovations aiming to remedy that lack of space for clubs and students practicing individual sports. The budget of $16 million will include construction, furniture and equipment, and design costs. Previous student government leaders Miles Payne and Larry Borum III presented the current $35 opt-out fee at a Board of Regents meeting, which has helped fund the project. The renovations include new open spaces, private exercise rooms, areas for gaming and studying, lockers and monitors on the third floor, and air conditioning for the upper floors. Renovations began in January and are scheduled to be completed in August.
The Harlem Globetrotters returned to the Convocation Center to showcase their talents last weekend. They brought family fun to the Convocation Center that children and adults enjoyed too. The Globetrotters showed fun ball handling, rim rattling dunks, and trick shots. They also shared hilarious comedy and they interacted with fans. The energy inside of the arena that night was so exciting to watch. This year, the Globetrotters are celebrating 90 years of providing smiles, sponsorship, and service to millions of people around the world. The game lasted for about 2 hours, and beforehand there was an hour of interaction with players and then an autograph session after the game. Now, if you missed this event, the Globetrotters will be back in the area next month. The Globetrotters play at Little Caesars Arena on March 2nd. For more information about that game, you can visit harlemglobetrotters.com or arenadetroit.com. And now we'll head over to the dish with Alexis.
Hello, EMU. I hope all of you watching are finding ways to stay warm and cozy in this crazy winter weather we've been having this week. As always, I'm Alexis Barrett, here to bring you the dish. As we all know, the weather's been pretty crazy this week. We had classes canceled this morning due to freezing rain, and there were multiple days of cancellations last week due to extremely low temperatures. I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media from students who are concerned about falling behind in classes. If you have these concerns, I would suggest maybe using this free time to get ahead in your studies. You can read ahead in chapters in your textbook, study for any future tests that you may be having, or even look into working on any projects that you may have that last the whole semester. Or you could even use this free time to just relax and take care of yourself. The viewing for Judy Sturgis Hill, fellow EMU teacher and representative of Eastern Michigan University Women's Commission and Black Faculty and Staff Commission, will be held on February 16th at 10 a.m. Her service will be held at the Catholic Church of St. Moses the Black on 1125 Oakman Boulevard in Detroit. Rather than flowers, the family would greatly appreciate honoring Judy and her many roles here at Eastern with donations to the Judy Sturgis Hill Endowed Scholarship. Judy has been an advisor since 1994 and since then has played many active roles in education as a teacher of many forms of communication, bringing change with her passionate, thought-provoking perspective. Judy worked alongside David Gore in founding the Summer Institute program for Eastern. She also volunteered for EMU Forensics, attending nearly every year at the National Forensics Association tournament. Hill's donation page can be found on the EMU Foundation website. That's all for the dish. Up next is sports news with Shaler Barnes Jr. after the break. I'm Alexis Barrett, and I'll see you next week.
Hi everybody, and welcome to another Inside the Actors Studio video with us here at EMU Theater. Today we're going to be learning all about James and the Giant Peach, and I have some pretty special guests. James and the Giant Peach is a pretty familiar story to a lot of people and a lot of us here, and I'm just curious, were you guys fans of the novel or the story when you were growing up or even now?
My mom told me, like, when I got called back, she said it was actually one of my bedtime stories when I was 5 or 6.
I think I actually went on a school trip and saw it as a play, and I was like, wow.
So James and the Giant Peach appeals to kids in a lot of ways, but what part of the show do you think is going to appeal to both kids and adults?
Visually, overall, kids will love it and be like, oh my gosh, that's a peach, even if there's not really a physical peach on stage. For adults, I think just the story is so classic.
A lot of the humor, even though it's a children's book, a whole lot of the humor is, it's actually really funny, it makes me laugh. So I think the jokes will resonate with an older audience as well.
So what part of the show are you the most excited to get to work with and the most excited for people to actually get to see?
I think the fact that we're taking so many risks with the show, so many layers, and we have ladders and different tiers. We're doing steampunk, and I think it's just really cool take on a familiar story.
So what advice would you give to anybody who's looking to get involved here at EMU Theater but maybe is feeling a little bit nervous or unsure of how to sort of step through that door?
I would be a person that says, don't wish you would have, just do it. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, but and you actually took the steps to do it.
2 of my best friends here, including this girl right here, she doesn't know, are 2 of my closest friends at Eastern already. Take chances, don't be afraid, and sometime you might make a very good friend.
I'm just curious, if you guys could be any one of these insects in real life, which one would you be and why?
I was given the easy one. I would definitely be a ladybug. My friends back home would always call me Lanybug.
My favorite character was the earthworm. He's kind of a character who's really scared at first, but once he actually gets into it and actually starts doing stuff, he finds out that he's actually pretty good at it. So I guess I would want to be a worm.
You can catch James and the Giant Peach when it opens right here at EMU Theater on November 30th.
I'm addicted to Facebook. I'm always on it. I was checking out my feeds one day when I noticed an ad to test and keep an iPad. So I clicked the link. All I needed to give it was my contact info. Home address, email address, cell phone number. Seems pretty easy to get a free iPad. A week goes by and I never get a new iPad. And I noticed I was getting hundreds of text ads on my phone. Because of all the extra text messages sent to my phone, my bill went up $10. Yeah, I wasn't getting a free iPad. They were just fishing for my phone number to sell to advertisers. I know there are legitimate ads on Facebook, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. My name is Nate, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
Camera 2? Okay. Hi, EMU Road to a 93 and 60. Okay.
Can you tell Neil to fade out and fade back in?
Hi, I'm Shaler Richmond Barnes Jr. EMU Road to a 93 to 67 win over the Western Michigan Broncos last Saturday in Kalamazoo. Did I? What? Hi, I'm Shayla Richmond Barnes Jr. EMU rode to a 93-67 win over the Western Michigan Broncos last Saturday in Kalamazoo. The Big Three came up big in the win for the Eagles. Elijah Minnie tied his mark for his highest scoring game of his career as he hit 29 points, shooting just under 60% from the field. James Thompson posted his 9th double-double of the year as he had 14 and 14. Paul Jackson recorded his 2nd career double-double as he had 12 points and 10 assists. Next up is Miami of Ohio this Saturday at noon. Watch the game on ESPN Plus or listen on WEMU. EMU is 3rd in the West as they are 7 games behind the first place Toledo Rockets. Now in women's hoops news, Jenna Ann E. Care, who turned it on, sorry about that last name, turned it on against Bowling Green last week in an 81-74 Eagles victory. The freshman boasted a career night as she scored 26 points on 6 three-pointers while adding 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Kiera Johnson added the freshman success as she collected her first career double-double as she walked away with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Bench points and taking advantage of those turnovers was the key to the victory as EMU finished the night with 27 points off turnovers and 29 points off the bench. The Eagles traveled to Mount Pleasant for a Saturday matchup but couldn't overcome those Chippewas. Daniel Minot led the way for the Eagles, scoring 21, while Corinne Cardwell scored 17 to go along with her team high 7 rebounds and 5 assists. EMU started the second half a little sluggish, which allowed the Chips to push away by 16. The Eagles fell 71-67. EMU is now 10-8 on the season and 3-4 in the MAC. Good for 3rd in the West. The Eagles take on NIU for the second half of a Saturday doubleheader at the Convocation Center. Now in track, both EMU's men and women are having a successful weekend as the Can-Am International at Bowen Fieldhouse. The men secured 7 top finishes, including the top spot in their 3rd track event and 4 field events. In his final home meet, senior Cameron Hart was the only Eagle to notch 2 events titled. The women's team also had a success as earned the team's 5 event titles, including Kaden Clark, as she broke her own program weight record high, which she set just a week before. Both teams are back at it this weekend, February 1st and 2nd. Don't miss it. Now in volleyball news, volleyball head coach Kimmy Olsen announced she will be leaving EMU for an opportunity as Michigan State University's associate head coach. Athletic director Scott Weatherby announced last week that Olsen has certainly left EMU volleyball in better hands, and the program is currently underway with a national search for a new coach. Olsen coached last year's team to the program's first ever MAC championship, as well as the 2nd lowest seed in history to earn the Mid-American Conference automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Olsen posted on Twitter saying she owes a special thank you to Eastern Michigan University and the athletics family for an opportunity to lead a program to new heights. The Eagles improved each year under Olsen as she receives EMU with a 59-69 record in her career. Job well done. In baseball news, despite the sub-zero temperatures, it's time to start thinking baseball, and the sub-zero temperatures might be all the more reason to start thinking baseball. EMU squad will be hosting their 5th annual lead-off dinner on February 9th. The dinner hopes to raise money for spring road trips and other projects heading into the season. At the dinner, Gary Clark will be recognized with the Ostrich Distinguished Alumni Award. Finally, highlighting the evening will be the keynote speech from Detroit Tigers' very own legend, Willie Horton. The event will be held on February 9th at 6 p.m. Doors open at 5:30. Tickets to the dinner are $125, while 12 and under can eat for just $25. For more information, contact the Director of Baseball Operations, Brendan Catch, at 734-845-2658 or email at bcatch@emu.edu. That's all we have in sports for this week. I'm Shayla Richmond Barnes Jr., and up next, we have Gabrielle Reed with Eagle Encounters. So we'll be back after the commercial break.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace for my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This can be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
And we're back. Hello, Eagles. I hope you are having a great hump day. Oh, and by the way, happy Black History Month. Eastern Michigan University has so many amazing programs and events happening that celebrate Black culture. There's even an amazing new show coming on that I think you might enjoy. BET will be airing a new show called American Soul, chronicling the rise of Don Cornelius's, nationally syndicated Soul Train. If you like good groovy tunes and a little nostalgia, this should be up your alley. Catch American Soul on Tuesdays after class. Now on Tuesday, February 12th, the Sisterhood Scholars will be hosting Queendom Vibes at the Lake House. It's kind of like a kickback with food and dope dialogue. Now if you'd be interested in learning more, contact Abby Davis. Accessibility is a major topic on campus. We have to ensure that we have resources and the accommodations necessary for all people. This is why the Student Center is having Soup and Substance. This is an event where everyone can brainstorm ideas about how to make EMU access friendly. Contact Izzy Bullock and check the EMU events calendar for more information. I'm really excited to see the Black Girl Magic and Black Boy Joy all on campus. As always, I'm Gabrielle Reed, and this has been Eagle Encounters. see you next week.
Well, Sarah, I heard you got into grad school this week?
Yes, I did. Not an official acceptance, but one of those like prove that you're in school and you're in sort of things. So yes.
So where will you be heading?
I'm studying journalism down in West Virginia.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so
I know
much.
you'll do well there. Wish you the best of luck. Well, be sure to follow us on social media at ETV at EMU. You can follow and watch all of our shows on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter whenever you want. That's all from us. I'm Natalia Escalante.
And I'm Sarah Podaraki. We'll see you next week.
Hey Ben, I saw that you had an eventful weekend.
What do you mean?
Duh. Ben, those party photos you posted online a couple days ago where you were living it up? You know, the ones where you were YOLOing all over the place? Here, let me show you.
Alright, I got it. YOLO, you only live once. It's my excuse to act crazy. I deleted those pictures though.
Yeah, about that. I screen grabbed some of those pictures and sent them to Benji. It was golden. You have to remember, Ben, what goes online stays online. And once it's out there forever.
Well, it's out there now.
Most of the time, after something gets posted to social media, it will be duplicated many times from server backups, living in the cloud forever, even after you remove it. A good rule of thumb is if you think what you're about to post could be harmful to you or someone else, just don't post it.
Yeah, last thing I want is for my family, or even worse, my employer or my friends to see me YOLOing all over social media.
Yeah, that applies to more than just pictures, you know. It can apply to all types of content posted online, including text and videos.
Oh man.
You should also be cautious about the amount of personal information you have available online for people to see, such as your full name, birth date, address, phone number, mother's maiden name, etc. Yeah, I'd hate for someone to see you're going to be at a party Saturday night, go to your profile, get your home address, and break into your house while you're out partying. Or use your birth date and your mother's maiden name to answer a security question in an attempt to reset your online password and hack your account.
I definitely wouldn't want that to happen.
Me neither. But being selective about the information you have accessible for people to see is very important. Check your privacy settings on your social media sites to make sure they only have information you want people to see. Yeah, I like to copy my profile URL, log out of the website, and paste it back into my web browser. Then I look over my profile to get an idea of what information of mine is open to the public.
That is a great idea.
It sure is. So what else are you going to do, Ben?
I'm gonna stop and consider any consequences before I post any type of content to my social media websites.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.